Hi student, today I'm going to do a recording of the case study question 2D and 2E. Now, for 2D, to explain why the price of healthcare is expected to rise sharply in the free market, you can be looking at the demand and supply factor. There's a rise in the demand for healthcare due to the aging population. The number of people consuming healthcare services has increased. This has increased the willingness and the ability of consumers to pursue healthcare services, causing a rise in the demand. There's a fall in the supply due to the shortage of manpower that drive up the labor costs, increasing the cost of production. Producers are less willing and able to produce, supply thus decrease. The increase in the demand and the decrease in the supply will therefore cause a shortage, resulting in the upward pressure on the prices. There is a mutually reinforcing effect on prices, rise in demand causing prices to increase, the fall in supply causing prices to increase further. So that would be good enough to get the full 4 marks. Moving on, assess whether market inefficiency is the main reason for government intervention in the healthcare industry in Singapore. What is the question testing you upon? The question is testing you upon the reason for the causation of market failure. What are the various causations of market failure that you know of? We can say that the main reason for government intervention is due to market inefficiency. There could be an underconsumption of the healthcare industry. But the flip side could be that market inefficiency is not the main reason. Rather, inequity is the main reason. Before you come up with your evaluative conclusion, to synthesize your argument between your thesis and your antithesis. Without further ado, let's take a look at our thesis. We know that healthcare industry is a merit good, and a merit good has two causations of market failure, namely due to positive externality and imperfect information. Now, to condense the 7 steps into the four steps here, right? These are the 6 equations that you need to know of. First and foremost, you can look at the private optimum and the socially optimum level. As consumers, to consume healthcare services will maximize our net benefit, where MPB is equal to MPC at QF. The socially optimum level is at MSB equal to MSC at QS. However, due to the presence of positive externality, there is now a divergence between MPB and MSB. Example of such will be the positive externality that happens to third party that are not involved in the consumption of the production of the goods and services. For example, with better healthcare services, we will fall sick less often. The employer will therefore profit from our increased productivity. As a result of that, healthcare services are usually under-consumed, where QF is less than QS. Thus, there's a deadweight loss triangle because MSB is more than MSC at output QF/QS. The last step is often what the student misses out upon. So let me just explain to you a bit further on that through the drawing of a diagram. Now, what we have, right, is this diagram here, cost and benefit analysis, the quantity of healthcare, right? So we have MPB, we have MPC, where MPB intersect MPC, we have QF. Due to the presence of positive externality, there is a divergence between MPB and MSB, right? So this is a QS level. The shortcut that you know is that the dead weight loss triangle always point towards the QS level. Therefore, triangle ABC is your dead weight loss. But what is the reason for the dead weight loss? Right? To find dead weight loss to society is always about the societal benefit and the societal cost. We realize that for this output QFQS, right, the benefit to society is at point A, the cost to society is at point B. The benefit outweighs the additional cost. Therefore, this resulted in a dead weight loss triangle because of underconsumption. In summary, we are saying that because MSB is more than MSC at QFQS, therefore there is a dead weight loss. Got it already? If not, please listen to the explanation again. Alright. You can also be looking at imperfect information leading to market failure as your thesis statement. Moving on to our antithesis, market inefficiency might not be the main reason. In contrast, inequity could be the main reason. Give me a moment. We know that healthcare services is a necessity that everyone should be consuming this, regardless of whether we are the high income or the low income. What we are saying is that the low income should also have access to the healthcare services. However, the market would only allocate healthcare services based on the dollar vote. What is a dollar vote? The dollar vote implies the price mechanism. People who are willing and able to pay the market price for healthcare. This means that the low-income household who are not able to pay the market price will not be receiving healthcare services. This inequity is now made worse by the rising healthcare prices. Henceforth, inequity could therefore be the main reason why the government might need to intervene in the healthcare market. So that concludes the body part.
In conclusion, what can we say? Well, we can say that inequity might not be the main reason for the Singapore government intervention, because we know that from extract 4, Singapore government has taken proactive measures to benefit Singaporeans from health screening, right? Furthermore, it is dependent on the sub-market. For health screening, all of us just need to pay $5 versus when you see a doctor, the low income actually pay less because they have the charge cut. So we are saying, right, that for health screening, the government, the subsidies, right, is not varied according to the income. Be it the poor, the rich, they pay the same amount of $5. Therefore, the reasons for this intervention is not due to inequity. In contrast, for primary healthcare, the lower income actually pay less, right? Because they have this charge cut. Whereas, right, the high income, do not get any subsidies. Henceforth, inequity is likely to be the main reason. Thank you and have a great day ahead.